how do you know how many to order?
Well, I mean, this is kind of easy. When you have the 5D2 and you have, say 100 of those, and you have the 5D3 and you have 300 of those, you can kind of guess the 5D4 is going to be 400. It's going to be a high volume camera still. But I think the 5D4 is going to be probably one of our highest volume items. We have some lenses that we're going to have, maybe 2 or 3 lenses we'll have more copies of, but it's going to be hundreds, maybe 400 or 500 by the time we're done.
The typical person that rents is going to rent the Mark IV.
Wedding photographers, event photography, low budget films, commercials, some high budget. You got any good?
Even a lot of amateurs will do it. Although a camera like that in the amateur market, there's someone who's they're a hobbyist and they want a full frame camera because it is one of the cheaper full frame camera options for Canon. They might not rent it repetitively, but they might want to try it before they decide to plunk down $3,000 plus for the camera because there's no local camera stores in most markets anymore. You can't. There's nowhere except for renting it that you can actually pick up that camera and understand how it fits in your hand and how it weighs and what the buttons do, with the exception of renting it. You can't, a camera like that's not sold in a Best Buy, it's not sold at Target.
And we offer the option to buy it at the end of the rental.
Exactly.
If someone wants to rent it for 3 days and they love it, they just keep it. We charge them for the balance and they get to have it. So it's kind of a convenience factor.
Really well made. A lot of new things in there. And when you take a lot of stuff apart, you kind of get the impression sometimes that this is like 3rd generation. They've smoothed everything. It's so neatly laid out. This one had a little bit of, they had to turn the circuit board crooked. There's a lot of newness, which is interesting because people are going like it's not new, but it is. And there's all kinds of new circuits. The number of connections was astronomically higher than we usually see. So I was more impressed after taking it apart than before because I was like, wow, they really did a lot of stuff.
Y'all been shipping this out for a week now?
A week.
Yep.
Is it too early to tell what impact it'll have on your business, or do you, from your experience, you kind of know?
I mean, based just anecdotally, I would guess, we're going to see 20 to 30 more orders per week than we would otherwise. Just people want to try out the 5D4.
How long does that last, that fervor?
I want to say a good 6 months. It kind of spreads out.
But so you got to load up. There's sort of this keen interest, and for 6 months, the business will be really, really good for this.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the 7th month, do you not have more Mark IVs than you really need?
We can. That's why we have a good system in place to kind of move these once they reach a certain amount on the shelf. Like if we own 300 of these and 150 are on the shelf, none of those 150 are making money. We got to figure out what we're going to do, and that's when it goes to Suite 105. It's Lens Authority. Kristen runs that as much as anyone now, and we're able to move those relative units that are still popular really easily. We can liquidate them usually within a week.
Okay.
People love a deal. I mean, even if it's 5% off retail for, one of the great things about our reputation and stuff from the blog and stuff like that is that I would say people trust buying a used camera or lens from us far more than they would buying it anywhere else that would sell you a used camera because we're so known for quality and our technical expertise that people just look at it as a good deal as opposed to taking a risk like they might if they were buying it on eBay or from Craigslist when they're buying something used.